Very much if it doesn't work at first. Because the color sensor recalibrates weirdly. So basically our project was to use the color sensor to detect the colors in different blocks and then sort them. We got to the point where it can usually tell blue from white. And so if it's white, it should stay in the same place. And if it's blue, it should move it. We might have to recalibrate it though.
I think it works.
Yeah.
We had a lot of struggles with the sensor itself. It would kind of detect the color differently if it was like a different day, a different time, which was hard at first, but it seems to be working now. And yeah, before this project, like I hadn't really done any programming really, and then just after like kind of a lot of problem solving and just like and with Emma's help, like I learned a lot about how to do everything.
Yeah, I'd programmed a bit before, and I'd used a color sensor before, so that made this a bit easier. But figuring out all the like different like angles and motions that we wanted was kind of hard. And we were hoping to like set up an array, but we didn't really have time to figure all of that out. So it's a pretty like long and gross program. It could be simplified a lot.
But it works.
Yeah, it sort of works sometimes.
Can you guys talk about what happens in that calibration step?
Yeah, we should. Can you just reset it?
Yeah.
Okay, so this color sensor has to detect white before it can like compare it to other colors. So that first step that you saw, it calibrated the white, and then so it can tell like.
Yeah, so it's an RGB color sensor, so it senses like the red, green, and blue. And the way that we're having it distinguish between blue and white is through like one of those. We've been switching off between using green and blue. So the highest number that you can get is I think 1023.
Yeah.
And so if it's white and it's calibrated right, like all of those, so R, G, and B will be 1023. But then if it's like blue, the green and blues at least will usually be under like 900. So our function is saying like if the green is less than 900, then it's blue and you move it to the side. So that's mainly how the color sensor works. And we like take an average of 20 readings of it. Sometimes we don't like get it in there in time.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
It's really great that you guys explored a really difficult kind of calibration with that sensor. And a lot of sensors actually require that. So light sensors often, which are similar but simpler than the color sensor, because on any given day your sort of baseline reading of your light level is going to be different. You want to start by figuring out what that baseline is and then compare everything to it instead of having your threshold values always be the same. Those will come up again for lots of different things. It's great that you guys explored that.